So normally when it comes to movie reviews, I actually tend to always side with the critic scores on Rotten Tomatoes. But with the Mario movie, I don't know what happened. There's some sort of glitch going on where people have their stupid hats on, and I want to be completely clear here. Obviously, the Mario movie, I'm not trying to say it's the most profound movie ever and that it's intelligent and super smart, but it does ask you to kind of like overlook some logical flaws. But these flaws you overlook are as simple as why are these two characters working together? Because there's a war and they have to stop Bowser, and that's it. It's like, yes, it's not the most concrete and amazing, motivation for a character of all time, but it's serviceable. It does the job, and it's really pissing me off because when you compare it to something like Spider-Man: No Way Home or Marvel: Infinity War, let's look at those movie scores. Okay, so this is ridiculous because Spider-Man: No Way Home has a 93%, and Marvel: Infinity War has like an 80 something percent. Right? Here's the problem with those two movies. None of those movies make any fucking sense if you actually analyze them for 2 seconds. If you analyze Infinity War when Thanos does the snap, Thanos wants to do the snap to wipe out half of humanity. This is because the world's resources are running low, and we need to save the resources. Now, why doesn't he just snap to make either double the amount of resources or snap to make infinite resources? Now I know what you're thinking. If you make us double the amount of resources, won't all life and civilization eventually catch up and take out those resources as well? And it isn't just prolonging the inevitable? Yes, but so it is wiping out half of all life. Wiping out half of all life is also just delaying the inevitable before eventually run out of those resources yet again. Either way, it makes no sense. You understand that, right? Like at the end of the day, his motivation actually doesn't make any sense at all. You understand that, right? Let's look at Spider-Man: No Way Home. That entire movie, the only problem with the movie, like the reason why we have all the conflict in the first place, is because Spider-Man and Doctor Strange don't want to think 2 minutes longer before doing a very crazy idea. That's it. If they think about it a little bit longer, they can make a version of the spell Strange is doing that would actually work 100% perfectly. Or Spider Man might not even need to do what he's doing. You know, he might be able to just help his friends go to college without using any sort of spell. But if we do that, we don't have the plot for the movie. So when you're telling me you have problems with the fact that Mario and Peach team up really quickly, come on, man. Come on, man. Why is it a problem in this Mario movie made for little kids, but it's not a problem in fucking Marvel movie made for man children? Like what's the disconnect here? So obviously I don't care that much that the movies don't make sense for Infinity War or No Way Home. Those are parts of the movie that I accept, but I don't care because the movies are overall good movies, especially Infinity War and especially No Way Home. Those are great movies. But for some reason, when it comes to the Mario movie, people have such incredible issues with pacing, and it's like it's literally fine. Like, oh, did we not watch the same movie? It's literally fine. I saw IGN make an article saying that this movie isn't pandering to millennials; it's pandering to kids, and that's insane because people are like, no, it's chock full of so many references. It's made for everyone. The whole family can like it because the people who grew up with Mario are gonna like it, and the little kids are gonna like it because it's a kids movie. It's that simple, right? It's gonna be good for everyone. So what's the issue? There is no issue. People saying like they want a deeper plot. It's like you don't want a deeper plot out of any other movie. Why do you want a deeper plot out of this one? I don't understand. If you want a deeper plot, when I go to watch Mario Brothers, I know the plot's not going to be super deep. Okay, if I want a deeper plot, I watch Jacob's fucking Ladder for all I care. Okay, I'll watch Marriage Story or something. I don't need to sit here and watch Mario and Luigi to get a deep plot. Okay, now here's the thing: is the plot so bad and so stupid that it doesn't make any fucking sense? No, everything makes sense. Now I will say there's things that aren't as all the way further explained. Like, for example, the power ups exist. We know how they work. We know what happens when Mario takes power ups, but they don't explain where they came from. Now, I understand that might be annoying and confusing for some people, because it's just like video game shit. It's just in this world. But yeah, Mario is sucked into a new world. So there's different rules and different things in this world, right? And so I do understand that, like, there are parts of this plot you can start picking apart and saying that it doesn't make sense, and there's parts where you can say, like, why doesn't everyone just come down to this Mario world, or like, this new world? Why is it only Mario and Luigi? It's like, well, I don't know, because they're plumbers and they wanted to. I don't know. Like, there is no explanation really. We'll have to see if they explain things further in a sequel. If they in which a sequel is guaranteed, because this movie is making like so much money. This movie I think is going to be this movie. I'm pretty sure it's set to be the next biggest video game movie, beating Sonic, and it's going to be the biggest like family movie of the year at least. Spider Verse might beat it, but we'll see when that happens. Um, but I mean, Mario and Luigi, this movie is fucking good. Like, I don't know, I don't understand the problem. I think Puss in Boots is probably better. Okay, I'm not saying it's better than Puss in Boots, but I'm just saying it's not a. This is literally a great movie. Like, if you want to see a Mario movie, this is going to check every box. This is a perfect family movie that features the Mario characters. I see no issue with it. I really have no moans and groans with it. Like, I plan on rewatching it so I can get a second understanding of the movie, but I don't see how this movie could bring about any moans and groans. For me personally, I felt like every character is fine. Obviously, my only problem with any character is with Donkey Kong, and that's with Seth Rogen's acting. And which, yeah, people, if you're wondering about Chris Pratt's acting, that's a non-issue. Chris Pratt is perfectly fine in this movie. Chris Pratt doesn't even sound like Chris Pratt. He's doing a voice. He sounds like a different cartoon voice actor. I'm actually pretty proud of him on this one, but Chris Pratt is a good actor. People want to say he's a bad actor, and it's like, no, he's in bad movies. Like, Jurassic World's a terrible movie. I haven't seen all the Jurassic World movies because I saw the first one and said I'm never watching Jurassic World ever again, and Jurassic Park is dead to me. Okay, because Chris Pratt could not save that movie, and he was part of the reason I went to see it because I liked him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, so I understand people getting burned by Chris Pratt, right? And also people have problems with his personal life. Whatever. you know, people are like, oh, well, like, okay, yes, he's religious, we get it. And then people are like, okay, but his church is like super evil, and it's like, it's not. Like, I ask people like, what church does he go to that's so evil, and they can't show the church. They don't know what the church is because they don't know what they're talking about. Like, James Gunn made this whole statement coming and defending Chris Pratt, being like, yeah, I don't. People say he's homophobic and his church is homophobic, and it's just not. And people have no evidence of it. It's just a rumor. It's not true. And people don't understand that they're believing fake news and just spreading misinformation without looking into it. And it's like, yeah, it's just not true. Now, is he a super mega religious person? Yes, he is. He's a mega religious person, and that can be weird and off-putting sometimes. Did he cheat on his ex-wife a lot? Yes. Now, people also say Chris Pratt hates his ex-wife and hates his son with his ex-wife, and it's like, I see zero evidence in that. I see zero evidence that he hates his son. He literally spends time with his son like all the time, and like there's videos and photos of him with his son all the time. So I just don't understand why people think he hates his son. So it's just ridiculous. Like, people just don't want to do any research or look into it. So people who like have a hate boner for Chris Pratt, I don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care. This is coming from someone who doesn't typically like overly religious people. I don't care. It doesn't matter. He's a good actor. You can't say he's not a good actor. So there you go. If he was actually homophobic, I would have a problem with that, but I don't think he is. And no one can find proof of that, and no one can show any evidence of his church. So I just don't care. As far as like the rest of the cast, I think they all did amazing. The two I was worried about was Seth Rogen and Anya Taylor-Joy. I was kind of right about Seth Rogen. I felt like he was phoning it in, but it didn't like make the movie worse. Honestly, it's a good thing he plays Donkey Kong. If Seth Rogen was Mario, I would be really, really not happy. But Chris Pratt is Mario, and Chris Pratt did a fine job. Charlie Day did a great job as Luigi. Charlie Day was doing more of his own voice versus Chris Pratt, but he was still doing it in the style of like a Luigi style character. And I think that makes this movie work a lot better. I think Charlie Day is just a good cast for Luigi. He's the right choice for Luigi. Chris Pratt, some people say, isn't the right choice for Mario, and I could agree that there's probably better options than Chris Pratt. Like, there's probably way better options than Chris Pratt. But in fact, I think it would have been really fun to see Danny DeVito and Charlie Day as Mario and Luigi, because that would be an Always Sunny thing. But we might see Danny DeVito as Wario in the future. I would love to see him as Wario in the future. But as far as like the cast, they all did really good. Um, yeah, and the other one I was worried about was Anya Taylor Joy, because she's an actress, but she's not a voice actress. And a lot of these other guys had work in acting, but I gotta say, I think her performance speaks for itself. I think she did a fantastic job as Peach. She had more speaking roles. I feel like she talked and did more than a lot of the other characters and actors. And yet, when I watch these interviews, she's not in a lot of the interviews. And I gotta say, like, she did a really good job. So I want to see more interviews with her. I want to see more of her talking about her role as Peach, because she was more of an important character than a lot of those other characters were. And yeah, she really nailed it. So I would totally be down to see her do other voice acting roles in animation. I'm sold. I am Anya Taylor Joy pilled. I've liked her since Queen's Gambit. I was like, oh no, we're gonna see her do a bad role, but no, she didn't do a bad role at all. She did really good. Um, I'm a big fan of hers, and I'm happy to say that I was ready to crack down on her and say she's not a good voice actress, and she proved me the fuck wrong. And that's the thing. I love eating my own words. I like being really harsh and strict on purpose, and that way, when people prove me wrong and I have to eat my own words, I'm like, fuck yeah, because I want you to prove I'm wrong, right? That's what I want. I don't want to be proven right when I'm saying someone is shit. Like, I want you to prove me wrong. And so I think she did a great job. As far as anything else about the movie, I have no idea, again, why it would be getting low scores. I would say this movie is like a 7 out of 10. I would say, like, yeah, like I could compare it to Sonic all day and night. Like, yeah, I think Sonic 2 is a 7 out of 10 and Sonic 1 is like a 6 out of 10. But I loved both of those movies. I personally love them, but I know that I'm being biased, and I know that people who aren't super hardcore Sonic fans aren't going to like it as much as me, which is probably give it a 6 out of 10, because it's got some good things about it. The story is pretty good. I like it. I just don't like the human characters a lot of time. And this Mario movie is animated. The Sonic movies are live action. And animated movies are going to be better. Just straight up. If they did an animated Sonic movie, it would probably have been better. But if they did an animated Sonic movie, then we probably would have gotten, like, CGI Eggman. It wouldn't have been as cool as the Jim Carrey Eggman. And we probably would have gotten Tails, Knuckles, and Amy in the first movie. And it would have not made things as cool for the sequels. And I like that the first movie stuck with only the first Sonic and Eggman, because those were the only characters in the first movie. And then Tails and Knuckles were like the rest of the Genesis era, and Shadow is going to be in 3, and 3 is going to be about like the later 3D games era, and I'm happy about that, right? That makes me really happy and excited. And with this first Mario movie, even though the music is referencing like all of Mario, with like songs from every game generation, and they mix in songs, like you'll be listening to a song from Mario 64 that'll lead into a song from Mario Brothers 3, and that'll lead into a song from Mario Galaxy. It'll just go boom, boom, boom. Like, that's the way they do it. But when you look at this movie, the characters they chose, similar to the Sonic movies, and similar to Mortal Kombat 1, the first Mortal Kombat movie, they're showing restraint, and they're not going, oh, we better show every single character ever. They're showing restraint. The characters that were in this movie are characters like Spike from Wrecking Crew, because Mario was featured in that game. They have Punch-Out's Pizza, which again, Mario was a referee in Punch-Out. So they have Punch-Out's Pizza, which is kind of a cool idea, cool nod to the Punch-Out series. And yeah, Mario is not hanging out with characters that are in Mario World. He's not hanging out with characters from... There are characters from Mario 64 and King Bomb, but they're not really the main... They're not like, you know what I'm saying? Like Rosalina, for example, is not in this movie, okay? I'm sorry if I spoiled something. I spoiled that she's not in this movie. If there was a character reveal, it would be in like a trailer. Like, for example, Donkey Kong is in the trailers, so like they're not just gonna like hide that, right? But there's a reason why Donkey Kong is in this movie. It's because Donkey Kong was in Donkey Kong before there was Mario Brothers. There was Donkey Kong, so that's why Donkey Kong is in this movie. Peach and Luigi are in this movie because they're in Super Mario Brothers 1. So they decided to go with stuff they could do that is pre-Mario, like basically pre-Mario, I don't know what to say, just pre-Mario World, I guess. and stuff like that. There's definitely characters they're saving for later, and it's not just on the good guy side. Like it's on the bad guy side too. And I'm not gonna say who's who, but I could easily see them introducing more of these characters that we see in later Mario games in these sequels. And obviously, it wouldn't be that hard to figure out. And me and my friends have been speculating like what characters might be in which one, and yeah, we might see more of the princesses down the line. We might see more. We might see Wario down the line. We might see lots of things down the line. But will it be Mario 2? Will it be Mario 3? We'll have to see. But it doesn't matter. Also, there is potential for a Donkey Kong spinoff. Though again, I didn't really like Seth Rogen's acting, so I hope if they do a Donkey Kong spinoff, that we get a really good actor for Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and the other Kongs, King K. Rool. Hope we get some really good actors for them. Um, as far as like whatever else we get, obviously, please God, give us a Zelda movie done with the same amazing animation style. Like I love the bouncy, floaty, like cutesy animation in this movie. So I would love a Zelda movie. A Metroid movie might not be the best fit for Illumination. In fact, I think I'd rather see a live action Metroid movie with like CGI monsters than see a kids movie for Metroid. But it just depends what Nintendo wants to do with that. But it seems like Nintendo and Illumination are teaming up for more stuff. So we might not get Metroid, but if we get like Kirby, we get like something like that. I'm totally fine with that. So if they want to make, I don't want to see a full length Animal Crossing movie, but if we see like an Animal Crossing movie made for like just for like a TV show, like a TV or like just like a small special that's played before a movie, like how Pixar does it or something, like anything like a small little thing, a short with Animal Crossing that could be fun. Kid Icarus could be another really big one, and it would be fun if we got like a Super Smash Brothers style movie, but I don't know if we'd get that because people like want like Sonic, Mario, and Detective Pikachu to all be colliding into one. That's not going to happen. But it would be fun to get like a crossover movie where they fight each other or something, and then there's a bigger overarching plot where they fight Master Hand. But I don't want this to be this whole huge Avengers style event thing. I want the Mario movies to expand and be more fun. I just want Mario movies, I just want Mario movies. But I could see them doing spin-offs for other Mario characters. For like Luigi's Mansion could be one, for example. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling on now. This review's over. Like I said, I guess it's like a 7 out of 10. It's a fun movie, great movie. If you're a Mario fan, go watch it. You're not gonna have a bad time. I think people are worried. They're speculating like, oh no, this movie's gonna be hard to watch or something. Like, please don't let these stupid review scores fool you. You're gonna enjoy this movie if you're a Mario fan. I don't want. What do you want me to say? Are you not? Are you a Mario fan or not? If you're not interested at all, then don't watch it. If you're interested, then watch it. It's that easy. 'Cause it's going to be a good movie if you're interested. That being said, I'm gonna end this review here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.